Lucas Glazy is a casual once more, coming out with one of his more casual picks of picking Song Yudong to take out the crafty vet Henry Cejudo this weekend. I'm so confident he's wrong that if Henry Cejudo gets TKO'd this weekend, I will be the first person to ever buy the Real Food Cookbook, and I will do the 60-day shred. I got a couple kilograms to lose, and I will post the before and after. Tracy Lucas is seriously overrating Song Yudong's ability. He's judging him solely based off of the last fight with Yan. It's almost as if he's never seen another Song Yudong fight. Yan never really picks up until the later rounds and was fighting timid that whole fight because his career was on the line after a losing skid. Whenever Song's faced top competition, he always loses. These losses of age especially bad. Obviously not the Yan one, but the Sandhagen one has looked especially bad of recently. And he arguably lost to Cheeto. He definitely lost to Cheeto Vera in that decision. And that loss has really not aged well at all. I'll get into that later. I think he's also underestimating Henry's durability. I think he looked a bit wobbly against Merab, but I think Merab does have some good pop in his shots when he really sits down on it. You especially saw that with Umar in that final round. Henry's never really gotten KO'd. There was that Demetrius Johnson one a while back, but it's he was never out. He's never been knocked out cold. I also think the weight cut's probably not as bad for him. He's the lighter man. He's got the lighter man skill, but he's not massive for his division. Obviously he's filled out a bit now that he's retired, but he's still not massive. I reckon Song Yudong is have a better, way worse cut than him. I think that helps with his chances of taking a shot. People are just really underrating Cejudo after his last two. He was winning the starts of his last two fights. I thought he was winning that first round, or at least he was doing well in that first round against Merab, and he was definitely, I thought he won the first two, against LJ. Seeing him get clowned and dropped on his head by Merab definitely hasn't helped. Well, it's helped the betting line. In those early bits of the fight, he had good positions after he'd stuff a takedown and he just gets a guillotine or he just holds on. It just looks good in the judges' eyes, I reckon. He also got some control time, actual control time on both Aljo and Merab in that first, I think it was the first round of both of them. And obviously they've looked really good their grappling's looked insane their last couple of fights. I don't think Song Yudong has that level, and I definitely think he will get stuffed in that first round and he'll get the position reversed. And Cejudo, he might take him down against the fence, but I think Cejudo will get enough control time in those first two rounds. Even if the striking's competitive, I think he'll just get enough control time to where he can just get those first two rounds on the judges' scorecards. I know that's not how technically the rule set is, but that's how they're scored, and you got to predict that. Henry's definitely slowed down in the later parts of those fights, but I think the Song Yudong also slowed down against Yan. But this is the main reason I'm picking Cejudo by decision. It's that Song you've seen in his past fights, he can get held up against the fence. Cheeto Vera held him up against the fence. I think Sandhagen did. Can't remember if Yan did much. I think he was just getting his takedowns, but Cejudo can do that. I'll put some images in. He's done it to Merab. He's done it to Aljo in his last two fights. And they're obviously way better grapplers, I think, than Song Yudong. And I think Song Yudong will probably accept those positions as the fight goes on. Because if he gasses, he might just want to have a break. And that just looks bad in the judges' eyes. I think Henry Cejudo can just Mario Batista's weight to get one or two of those last three rounds. And I think that'll really help him with the getting a decision. I think it'll definitely be at 46, 48, or maybe 47, 48, or a 46, 49 to Cejudo. Henry's gas tank definitely didn't look too good in those last two fights, but you can't really blame him because in that gym, those fucking cardio needles were probably going around like Caucus Halloween. They got freak levels of cardio. You can't really blame him for getting gas against Merab, especially after what happened to Umar. And he's their whole thing's strength and conditioning, really. And you see what Merab did to Yan. Well, I know that was a 5-round fight, but it was just not even competitive. Yan's just gas and just getting taken down the whole time. And Song Yudong gassed out against Yan. I know MMA math doesn't always work, but I don't know, gas tanks are gas tanks at the end of the day. One thing I am concerned though with is if Song Yudong maybe stings them or rocks them a bit early on, he might not get one of those first 2 rounds. It may be a bit like timid trying to shoot in. But I think if Song Yudong goes for like tries to grapple with Henry, I think that's Henry will reverse the position and it'll be really good for him, and I reckon he'll get the decision. Yeah, my final prediction is definitely like a 46, 49, 47, 48 type of fight for Henry Cejudo. I just think the way these fights are scored these days, like, there's just no way. I'd like, unless they get like really purist judges, like a fucking MMA guru scoring the fight, maybe Song Yudong wins, but I just don't think it's happening. Unless, of course, it's Dricus, but then he'll score it for the control time. I think that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching first ever YouTube video. Well, second if you count the fucking shit short I tried to do yesterday. Oh, and Lucas, if you're a gambling man, obviously I'm not a big fish yet, but if you're a gambling man, I'll buy the cookbook if he loses, and if he wins, you get me the cookbook for free. Yeah, anyway, that's it.